It's good to be back. I just got off a plane. I just flew back from Australia, and boy, are my arms tired.
Classic.
What were you doing on the plane?
It's going to be dad jokes. It's going to be dad jokes for the next half hour, so sorry. I was coming back from the Supernova comic show. In fact, I did two of them, one in Adelaide and one in Brisbane. And they're amazing shows. If you ever get a chance to go down. They bring you down for two shows. Last year I did Gold Coast, just south of Brisbane, and Melbourne. And I found out right away that it's not pronounced. I was saying, I'm going to Melbourne. And
They hate that.
Oh, they hate that. They immediately said, you're not from around here, are you, mate?
And he said, what gave it away?
Exactly. I also had to be careful not to sort of...
I'm giving you this.
It is a wand of great power and responsibility.
You keep holding it like that isn't going to help.
Near your face. Don't cast spells.
Hello.
There you
it
go.
Doesn't?
Yes.
Will it deflect spells?
Point it at your point at.
That's a good question.
There you go.
This close?
Yeah.
Then you can get right in their ears.
Just imagine you're on The Price is Right.
Prices.
And now, behind door number 2. See, I'm old enough that I remember, Anyway, so yes, yeah, a couple of times I found myself slipping into that kind of fake Australian accent, and people say, mate, just not do that, will you? Just knock it off. So, Ken, that's a knife, Stacy. See, it's starting already.
Oh, yeah.
Fabulous shows, by the way. I really, really want to give a shout out to the entire crew of Supernova, Daniel and Roy and Sally and Scotty and just like everybody. It is one of the best shows, a number of best shows. So like I said, they bring you down for two shows. Last year it was Melbourne and Gold Coast. This year was Adelaide, or Radelaide, as they like to call it, because it's rad, apparently.
I love Adelaide.
Yeah, okay.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I didn't get
Radelaide?
Is it rad?
I had a rad time there, but I also really like visiting old churches.
Ah, there you go.
Not rad. Old churches are definitionally unrad. Not
I
rad.
was going to say, well, listen, if you think they're rad, then good on you.
True. Whatever is rad to you is rad.
So Brisbane was fabulous. Now I was there for a number of reasons, the show, but also a little known fact about Ken, value-added Stacey. My great-grandfather was the Premier of Queensland from 1911 to 1915.
That's astonishing.
There's an astonishing...
No. It's astonishing that we're discovering new lore about Ken.
Oh, there's so much you don't know. Anyway, so last year I went and visited the state library and chatted with some of the archivists, and I said, after my dad passed, he left me a bunch of his grandfather's papers, including his diary that he wrote from the time he left England in 1881 to join his brother to start a business. Later got into politics and then became the Premier of Queensland in 1911 to 1915. And then afterwards he went back into business and moved up to a town called Rockhampton, or Rocky. Everything is contracted, it's like Brizzy, Rocky. See you this Arvo. Which is really cool because the first show I did in Melbourne, a guy who had this fantastic comic shop called Millennium up in Rockhampton, I mentioned this to him. He says, "Oh, well, I got a comic shop. Come on up and do a signing and meet my wife Catherine and my son Dylan who runs the store." And I thought, "Oh, that sounds like fun." So went to the store, Millennium Comics. If you're ever in Rockhampton, it is one of the top 3 comic shops in the world.
Dang.
No,
that's high praise.
And Rockhampton is the size of Nanaimo, and they do fantastically well. And I thought, well, it must be Miller. No,
that makes more sense if you're local to
you guys would love it because it's not just a great store. It's also about community building. So they have a huge space which is just for gaming, and it is packed all the time. And they have more Magic cards than I have ever seen in my life. They do Magic tournaments and Pokemon tournaments and you name it. So it's just like a really buzzing kind of place. It's very, very cool. So where was I? Oh yes, my great grandfather. So so I had tried to read the diary, but it's done in that beautiful copperplate script they used to do. So it was like I could read about 85% of it. So one of the things I'm hoping is that eventually, this trip I actually handed off the diary and his other papers, that they will be able to transcribe it and I'll actually be able to read it. So it was fascinating, also very informative. It's one of these check your privilege things because I was whining about 15 hours on a plane, that sucks. I didn't like any of the movies, and the food's awful. It took him 6 weeks on a steamer to get from London to Australia.
And the movies were still
And the
awful.
movies were really awful. Yes.
I bet the food was much worse.
Yeah, and they had live
train just
concerts
keeps
though, so there's live music. So. Anyway, now the other thing I discovered, which was very curious, politically back in those days, it's still, it was a very conservative country, and he was very opposed to anything that looked like socialism, and there was a big strike on because people had not been being very well treated, and he was very concerned that the strike could spread across Australia and the commies would take over or something like that. So I believe he asked he was the premier of the state of Queensland. He asked the feds for troops to help quash this uprising, and they said no. At the time, this is 1911. This is fascinating historically. There was a German warship was visiting, and he actually contacted the captain and said, could you spare a few troops to help us put down this uprising?
Oh no.
Yeah, oh yes. And the captain first said, no, I don't think that's a good idea. But anyway, somehow it was...
I believe that's an act of war.
Exactly. Well, that came only a few years later anyway, but boy, it just boggles the mind. Anyway, so I believe the government actually capitulated and gave the strikers a lot more of what they wanted. The labor movement was strengthened,
Nice.
and he got kicked out a couple of years later. So, really fascinating bit of Australian history there. And curiously enough, am I still?
No, I do. I mean, that'd be great. But no, I do want to say that Ken does have a giveaway that we have begun.
Oh.
Even though, so that people have a chance to get.
I was wondering why you asked me here. I thought you liked me.
But we haven't talked about what's in it yet. But this is all in. This is all in aid of setting it up.
Yes, we're all.
But I
all
want
setting
you
it.
at home to know
why
that
is Ken in
you
Australia?
may begin donating for it.
Yes.
And now, and slowly over the next little while, you will find out exactly what's in it
And more.
and more.
Anyway, so yeah, fascinating bit of history. Anyway, my second time in Australia was like way better than my first time, which was awesome. So it's a fantastic place. Anyone who has an opportunity to go there, I would say go. Next year, they do one show in Sydney and one in Perth, and I met a whole lot of amazing creators from Perth. Especially there's a company called Indigicomics who works with First Nations in Australia, and they're actually, I think, up in Kimberley, which is like the sort of far northwest corner. So that's part of Australia I would really love to see at some point. Anyway, okay, so Supernova. One of the things that really excited me was one of the guests of honor was Mari Shimizu, who is known as the mother of voice actors in Japan. She started her career back in, oh my gosh, it was in the early 60s, I guess, when she was tapped by Osamu Tezuka himself to be the voice actor for the black and white Astro Boy cartoons that I saw when I was a kid. I have this vivid memory of going to New York City with my parents to visit some long-lost relative and being parked in front of a TV set and watching the first black and white Astro Boy cartoons and going, why can I not see this in Canada? This is the best cartoon I've ever seen. Flash forward years later, the color version, which Mary also voiced Astro Boy, was a big hit with Alex and Raymond. And then not long after that, I got tapped to do the Astro Boy comic. So for 16 issues, I wrote and illustrated. I illustrated the first 8 issues and then wrote and illustrated the next 8 as well. So I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to get to meet the voice actor. And she was just so delightful and wonderful. And the first thing I did, actually I will show you when I go over there with the stuff, I got her to sign my pencil case. And this was like the first day of the first convention. I had just gotten off a plane, woke up, went to the convention, and ran right into her. And it's like, yoroshiku onegaishimasu. I hope I got that right. I mean, please be nice to me. Oh, there it is.
Oh, what a great photo.
Yay.
Aw.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you. Tech, who's it? Hello. Thank you.
They're
You're the
down there.
best.
There. That's engineering.
Hi, engineering.
Live.
You rock. Thank you for this. so yeah, there's Marion Ken at a restaurant, and she asked me to do a drawing, and I'm like, no, please don't make me draw in front of you. So anyway, I did that little sketch. So yeah, it was just the best. And like I say, I asked her to sign my Astro Boy pencil case, and again, this is the first like 15 minutes of the convention. And I thought, I can go home now.
Get back on the plane.
Exactly.
16 hours.
Why stick around?
The same movies because they won't have rotated.
That's right. This is the best. So so that was absolutely fabulous. Anyway, so yeah, she extremely generously and kindly signed. I told her all about Desert Bus and how it's the best thing I do, and I really was hoping that maybe she could sign a few things. And again, she was just like, "Oh, who would you like me to sign?"